And welcome once again to a special edition of Strange Planet and an update for the new year 2023 on the miracle molecule ESS60, the purest form of C60 from C60evo.com. Patty Greer and head scientist Chris Burrows join me. Happy New Year. How are you both?
Happy New Year to you, Richard.
Quick, just to go around the horn real quickly. New Year's resolutions, Patty?
Ooh, to be the healthiest I've been in ages this coming year.
Chris?
Yeah, so in general, I think like if you've got a goal, if a goal pops into your head, don't wait, like just get it scheduled. I do think like next Monday I'm going to start XYZ. In 2023, one of the things that I do want to do is get a podcast out there. So I've got a lot of interesting people to interview, and I want to get those people interviewed. I've got like 3 in the can, and they've frankly been in the can for like 9 to 12 months. That I would say that's a resolution. Get that out there and get more information about longevity and health that some audiences may not be getting into their hands.
Well, I'll add that to my list. Yes, get the message out about this remarkable Nobel Prize winning molecule C60, and of course ESS60, the consumable form of C60, available at c60evo.com/Richard-Serrett. I guess as you get older, the resolutions just become more about health. For me, it's like my career aspirations, not so much anymore. I just turned 59 a few days ago, actually. And I guess I would resolve to continue to defy Father Time. I could continually get remarks from colleagues. Radio's a funny business. I've known people for so many years and never actually saw them face to face. And then during the pandemic, we got on Zoom, and now people are seeing me for the first time, in some cases, like in 15 years, or they've never seen me before. And when they find out how old I am, I'm not bragging here. It's just, hey, I think it has a lot to do with this wonderful little bottle here. And that is, I can't believe I'm 59. I have no aches or pains. When I bend over to tie my shoes, I'm not grabbing my, the small of my back. I was out playing hockey with the boys till about 9 o'clock in our backyard rink. And so that's my resolution, just to continue to defy the clock, as it were.
Yeah, I think we're in the middle of a revolution, and maybe you're a piece of that revolution and related to health, and weren't just kind of absolutely aware of it, which is this dramatic shift in understanding what it now can be like to live longer, right? Like, so we're talking about this molecule, right? Discovered in 1985. The 3 scientists who discovered it won the Nobel Prize in 1996. And then for various reasons, they actually thought the molecule would be toxic. Instead of being toxic, they threw it in a toxicity study, and the test subjects they gave it to, Wistar rats, lived 90% longer than the control group, right? So those rats, given the C60 Evo formula, lived 90% longer than the control group. And I've told that story so many times, and frankly, we'll be telling that story until I die, hopefully in the 152 range. 90% extension of the average human life is actually 152. And a lot of people will respond with, well, like, why would I want to live longer? And kind of the old school thought is like, as you get older, there really is nothing you can do other than to live kind of an infirmed life. And we really are in this dramatic shift of, well, let's change the whole question. Let's change it to, hey, Richard, if you had the same mental capacity that you have today and the same physical capacity that you have today, by the way, going out and playing hockey with your boys, man, that's just awesome. Like, that's super awesome. Would you then be interested in living longer? And for the great majority of people, that's a different question. And we really are, with medical advances, with the speed of, if you look at how quickly things are changing. I love the phrase, if you're uncomfortable with how quickly things are changing, don't worry. Things will never be changing as slow as they are today, because tomorrow things are going to change faster than they're changing today, than they did yesterday. And that's going to carry into the medical sciences related to aging. And we're just going to be looking at a quantum shift of what it feels like to be 90, what it feels like, to get, what percentage of people get into their hundreds. And it's not, I don't know. I love the kind of stereotype of the baking, eating, cigar smoking guy in a wheelchair. It's, somebody who's still playing hockey with his grandkids. Like that shift is, I think, upon us.
Right. Or great grandkids.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Instead of planning for, old age, and I'm thinking about, practicing chasing kids off my front lawn and hiking up my pants and complaining
You got
about
the stick work.
Exactly. Complaining about the weather and moving down to Miami maybe now. Yeah. Now I'm just focusing on, again, playing hockey with my grandchildren or great grandchildren. The other great bonus is I don't have to start thinking about my midlife crisis until I'm 80.
Time for the sports car.
That's right. I'll buy my Corvette when I'm 80. So let's talk about, let's take people on a little bit of a tour here on the C60evo.com website, c60evo.com/Richard-Sarad. It's January. There's always great deals happening. Patty, what's happening right now in terms of some great specials?
Well, everything is special, but I believe the monthly special for January is our capsules. And they are the #1 selling product, the olive oil, which is the strongest, 0.86 milligrams per milliliters. You're going to find in the bottle, which is our top selling. We have so many products now, I have to go through them. Here's the olive oil.
Yes.
And it is an amazing product. I take a tablespoon every morning, or a swig as it may be. But if you travel, if you want to take them to the office, if you don't like the taste of oil, we put it in capsules, and you can just take a handful of them, 6 in the morning, preferably before noon. And interestingly enough, because of the gelatin wrapped around them, it's kind of a food source. And a friend of ours who's very medically knowledgeable feels that she has even more boost without eating food and having the liquid olive oil by taking the gel caps and having the gel be like a food source. So that's pretty interesting. So that's our special. You buy 2, you get the third one for half off. And no matter what you buy, Richard has a special code. And when you get to the checkout, make sure to use his code for another 10% off. And by the time we get to the end of this chat, we'll talk about all the different ways you can save money. But we'll do all the product layout if you want, but I think it would be nice for your audience to know how C60 has affected your life. You wrote us a great testimonial, and perhaps you might read that, because I thought it was so thorough. It's like you didn't talk about fingernails, but everything else you talked about.
That's true. My fingernails, I don't have it. I don't have the forgive me. I don't have the testimonial right in front of me, but I basically, I was talking about, again, turning 59, all of my colleagues, my family, my friends, do you color your hair? Now, come on, seriously, only my hairdresser knows for sure. No, but it's true. I do not color my hair, and I do not have, believe me, the Mighty Aphrodite will do a bit of an examination every once in a while and check. I do not have a single gray hair on my head. And just there alone, think of the savings from, Clairol, just worth the, worth getting on the subscription for ESS60. And I've been taking a tablespoon for over 3 years now. And I've never looked back, but my hair grows so quickly. As you can tell, I'm in dire need of a haircut. I don't have time to get out of the house. It grows that quickly to make another appointment for a haircut. So I'm going to have to start ordering in, maybe call the barber and tell him to jump in an Uber and get over here pronto. But the fingernails grow incredibly quick, which is great because there's a lot of backs to be scratched in this household. And as I say, no aches or pains. And it even surprises me because I don't know anyone my age and even younger that is absolutely 100% pain-free. So, it's just been a real game changer for me, and I never looked back. And again, I just resolved for more of the same in 2023 and for the next decade and the decade to follow, and so on and so on. Repeat and rinse. or rinse and repeat, I guess is the term.
Yeah,
Now,
I
in the
think
beginning, didn't you say that your night vision improved? The glare went away?
What happened is I was diagnosed when I was in public school of having a condition in my left eye, and I can't remember the medical term. It's amblyogic or something like that. It was lack of oxygen in the womb. And so my left eye is about 40% vision. I guess that makes it legally blind in the left eye. Now the good news is it never got any worse. I wear glasses because I have a slight stigmatism in my right eye. Doesn't do much for the left eye, and it's been pretty stable. And I go to the optometrist for an exam every year. And then about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, for the first time in over 50 years, the optometrist noticed a slight improvement in the left eye, which has never, ever happened. So draw your own conclusions. I said nothing. I said nothing. I'm still in compliance.
It is a testimonial that we get from time to time, right? Like, and we can't make any claims, and really, they're just improvements. Maybe not needing some glasses while you're working at a computer. Like my business partner falls into that camp where he used to before. So yeah, I think Patty and I have just heard so many testimonials. We're just not surprised by things like that, even as surprising as that is, right? So you're talking such a long time with no improvement, and now even a slight improvement is at an age when, traditionally it's a very clear and downward slope. Like there's no ambiguity at this age. At 59, I'm 53, where like, oh, my eyesight might continue or it might improve. No, like your eyesight at this age typically just continues to deteriorate. And you talked about aches and pains. So I've got to be honest, I have lots of aches and pains right now, but that's because I ran a half marathon 2 days ago. So 13.1 miles. It's something, like I said, I'm 53. It's something that my wife and I do every year. And it just feels great. And yeah, we push ourselves pretty hard. I've actually had a calf that's been tightening up on me. And so I pushed through that to get that completed. I was also lucky. One of our kind of a gentleman by the name of Anthony Kunkel, who loves really the C60 Evo formula. He stayed with me, came into town. He stayed with me. He's a 2-time US ultra running champion, swears by the product. Like he cycled on, cycled off. He ramps up when he's like leading into 100-mile race. Like that's the kind of stuff that he does. His run before coming here and actually completing the half marathon was a 65-mile run. And, the way he says it is, I'm not convinced that it improves exercise recovery. I believe that it prevents damage in the first place, which is something that I've never heard about any supplement or any sort of anything related to exercise. Is there anything you can do while you're exercising that can help prevent damage in the first place? And he's just so analytical and has so many miles under his belt or on his shoes, however you want to describe that when he says it, like that changes even my perspective on how we think about the product.
Right. Any other testimonials we can share from people out there just using the product and loving it?
Yeah. I pulled you want to go, Patty? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just got a great one from one of our new influencers that's kind of popping up everywhere. And he said his 81-year-old mother-in-law fell and broke her shoulder. And so they had to bring her home to stay with them and help her recover. And they just took her to the doctor, and they reported back, he said in a testimonial, that her recovery has been incredible. And that she said to the doctor, I don't know what they're doing, but I feel like they're doing some hocus pocus on me. And it's the C60 Evo that they've been giving her in the morning. And the doctor, when they had the checkup, he just sent me an update in the last couple of days. The doctor said, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it because he said nobody heals this fast at 81 years old.
Fantastic.
That was a good one.
And then we're going to hear statements like nobody heals this fast at 105, and then hopefully on up. Like that's that's kind of what it looks like we're going to be seeing. It's pretty amazing. I pulled a couple from our Google. So these are out there. You can go find them on our Google My Business, which is the name has changed, but it's, Google My Business. This is from Sandy C. Plan. She goes, the C60 Evo olive oil tastes really great, smooth flavor. I've completed the 4-ounce bottles for starters. I'm now starting on the 8-ounce bottle. She's upgrading, taking a tablespoon per day. I'm 81 years old and have much to do! Exclamation mark. Using the C60 Evo hair renewal and immediately noticed my hair has stopped falling out. Was it a coincidence? Question mark. Think that the C60 Evo products are working well with my body also, and a thank you. So yeah, we get
all 81-year-olds.
Yeah, we're covering that demographic tonight, right?
Yeah, the youngins.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you want to enjoy more energy and flexibility. You boost your immunity. Never been more important for that. Promote glowing skin, restore hair growth, deeper sleep, which is so important. That's all part of the restorative and healing process. It's also easy with C60 Evo, edible oils, face and lip serums, hair renewal, and even pet products. Speaking of pets, yes, this is great for your pets. And of course, as we've mentioned before, Chris and Patty, the great thing about C60 with pets is there's no placebo effect.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite pet testimonial is actually one of our kind of larger distributors here in Houston. Her name's Gwen. And I did a video with her. And first off, she had just ordered it for her dog. She's like, I've heard about this. Let me give this formula a try. And she noticed such a profound difference in her dog, right? So more youthful energy, running around and playing, not just napping all day. And so then she was like, well, I would like that youthful energy and not be napping. And so she started taking it. And hers is kind of an interesting, testimonial. First, yeah, you've got the dog. There's no placebo there. The dog doesn't go, oh, she gave me that dropper of oil this morning, so I'm going to have more energy today. Like there's no brain tricks happening. With her, she told me in an interview, she was like, if you had asked me at the 3-month mark, have you noticed a difference? I might have started off with like, no, I haven't really noticed a difference, but I took stock of my life and how things were going. I am staying up later and getting a little bit more work done later. I'm waking up early. I was never really an early person. And then I like that she provides maybe the worst testimonial for a supplement in history. I cleaned my garage, right? And yeah, that's, maybe not motivating. I'm going to run out and buy this supplement right now because I need to clean my garage. But cleaning your garage means something. Like often it's just the energy, right? At the end of a long day or going into a weekend where you're just trying to like chill out and relax. If you've got the energy, you might go out and do it. We also have a lot of kind of mood testimonials where people have improvements in their mood. And that can be the other thing. There may be a lot of baggage out in the garage that you just don't want to face and throw away, or to make the decision that you got to keep or throw away. And so one of those two things, I think it's actually a really important piece to check off these kind of tasks that may be lingering in your life. And maybe that's related to, the New Year's resolution. Maybe we can speak to the people out there in the audience who are like, you have that task you need to do. Well, this helped Gwen accomplish her task. Like it's here and available for you.
Fantastic. Patty, let's talk a little bit about some of the ways to buy ESS60 and all of the great products, whether we're talking about the face and lip serums or the hair renewal and the pet products, and of course, all the samplers and the 60-ounce bottles and all of that.
60, it's
30. I'm sorry.
32 ounces.
32. I'm just planting.
Like
I'm planting a seed, Chris.
he wants his bottle in the mail.
A gallon. Send me a gallon, please. This is the 32 ounce, which is a huge amount of this miracle molecule oil. If you've got a large group of people, an office, and you want to see your production go up 20%, small investment. Put it out there with, the morning, you could offer a little snack or something and a bunch of spoons, and let people have a spoonful of the C60 Evo olive oil, and you will see people move like hamsters in a wheel. I mean, it's really funny when you get a lot of people extra energized. So 32 ounce is the largest. that we sell, and we go all the way down to 2 ounce, but we only sell those by the dozen because they're teeny, and they're, 10 days maybe each, and we do that by the dozen. So dozens are a great deal of any size bottle because you save 25% if you buy 12 at a time. It's great to gift out to people. You've got a stash, anytime you need to give somebody a present, give them a little bottle. And you can get a mixed dozen with all 3 flavors, which is, we have olive oil, which has 0.86 milligrams per milliliters of the ESS60, really potent. We have the avocado oil, slightly less, 0.6 to 0.65 milligrams per milliliters. And then here's this bigger bottle of the coconut MCT oil. And all of our oils are very beautifully sourced. They are organic, and they are as good as you're going to find taste-wise. We did really picky taste tests to come up with the nicest oils. So Richard was talking about the sampler set. You can get a 2 ounce sampler or a 4 ounce sampler set, which is one of each flavor. And then you try them all and see what you want to buy a bigger bottle of. A 4 ounce bottle will be about, I said that like a Canadian, about. A 4 ounce bottle is about a month of a teaspoon, and an 8 ounce bottle is a month of a tablespoon. I personally do a tablespoon. Richard, what do you do?
I do a tablespoon, but I've actually stopped using the spoon. It's just a kind of a quick swing.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the same, if it's the same for you, Richard, but I found when I was in this transition where I was like, you're getting the right serving size and taking it at a particular time, or trying to take it, I would get later in the afternoon and I would be yawning, or like, hey, I need to get a cup of coffee, or maybe even take a nap. And I could always look back and remember and realize that I hadn't taken the C60 Evo that morning. And when I built it into my coffee routine, so it's part of the process. I make the coffee, I take a teaspoon and a half of the olive oil, I got a teaspoon and a half of the MCT that's in the coffee. Like when I did that, I just don't, the only time I feel like I might want another cup of coffee, or I might need a nap, is if I have a really busy day, like a really taxing day. And usually if I have a really taxing day, I do something that looks, really that looks like this. This has been one of those taxing days.
There you go. Into the shot glass it goes, but it's the good stuff, not the bad stuff.
5 mils. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I had the
coffee at night.
Yeah, that's where the coconut goes, into the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing coast to coast AM, which is on the eastern seaboard here, it's 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And if I'm doing it on a Friday, that means I've been up at 7 a.m. I'm doing my daily show, which is 4 to 6. Then I'm doing my podcasts. And then I start prepping coast to coast at around 9 o'clock, and I go straight on through until 5 a.m. That's when I'll pull out the second tablespoon or swig, as it were, of C60. And I may even do that around dinner time, and that keeps me going.
So one thing I find, I love it when I remember to swish the oil in my mouth. When I do a swig or when I do a spoonful, I swish it in my teeth and gums, just like 3-4 times. And then it really coats, and I think does some really nice, shall we say, I got to be careful of words, benefits to the gums and teeth, and when I've gone to the dentist, and which I did maybe a year ago, she said, "Oh, you haven't been in 2 years." And she was really surprised. I said, "How's my plaque?" She said, "Surprisingly low. What are you doing?" And I think it's the swishing.
I never thought of that. And I didn't include that in my testimonial. Again, not wanting to brag but I've never had a cavity. Never had a cavity. My teeth are great, but my gums have to come out. But that's another story. Just kidding.
I'm gonna lose everything below my nose. But other than that,
the gums are great too. No gum sensitivity and so forth. I never even thought of that. I'm thinking, okay, it goes deep inside and it's doing all these other great things. I never thought, before it gets there, it's in my mouth, hanging around there for about 30 seconds. So, just had an aha moment. No cavities, no gray hair. And I failed to mention this as well. because I just thought of it, the prescription for my glasses has been the same for about 3 years.
Mhm.
So when I first started wearing them in my early 30s, every year there'd be a slight change. It's been stable for 3 years.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Like we just get it continually get these amazing testimonials. And now is probably a good time to like share. The FDA has not evaluated our product. It is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. And we're happy to share testimonials with you. Just realize if you're interested in trying it, great. Use our link, use the discount code, and know that the results you get might be different. Like that's where this product is. This is a cutting edge product with a lot of amazing testimonials, and it is appropriate to take those with a grain of salt.
C60evo.com/Richard-Serret. Of course, the links and all the information is in the episode notes and right there on the screen, including the all important code for another 10% off, EVRS. EVRS. What are you holding up there, Patty?
I am holding an empty bottle of facial serum that I have dripped into my hand for the last day, and I'm going to break into a new one. And I got to say, it took a minute for me to talk these scientists into doing facial serum. But what happened to me in my 60s as a motorcycle rider with no helmet or windshield for 50,000 miles, I had some pretty weathered skin is a nice way to say it. And I started putting the oil that was like around the lip of the bottle. After I take my swig, I'd go like this, or if I took a spoonful, I'd wipe the spoon off and I'd rub it in my hands and put it on my face. And I started seeing amazing improvements. So I called the guys and I said, seriously, I think we might want to do a facial serum. And they said, seriously, probably not. And
seriously not interested.
But we realized that all of us were starting to put it on our face. Look at Chris's skin. I mean, my God, 3 years ago when I met him, he was a wrinkled mess. I'm so kidding.
They're friends,
I
folks.
was that one.
They kid.
We do. But they encouraged me to go for it. So I went and I started with a natural, amazing herbalist, Brigitte Mars, who's written a ton of books about plants and herbs and everything. And we started the formula. And when I got together with her, I said, yeah, I want a formula for skincare. And then I looked at her, and I've known her 45, 50 years. And I said, what the heck are you doing? Your skin looks younger than mine. And we're the same age. I mean, you look 10 years younger than when I saw you last time. She said, chia seed oil, which I'd never heard of in a facial product. And the lab guys looked into it. The lab guys, they're called scientists, looked into it. And we started with chia seed oil and ended with a divine rosemary essence, all natural, ended up with, 21 organic, vegan, natural ingredients that Chris's dog loves to lick off the wife's fingers after she puts it on her face, or Chris. So it's edible too, but it's not exactly recommended. It's for your skin. So now my skin is like really improving, and it comes in this gorgeous slide out box that's kind of an artwork inside, but I haven't cut into this one yet. I will be, because I'm out. And the guys surprised me and came up with an additional skin product for maybe skin that needs a little bit more help. It's got a peptide solution that's a lotion, luscious cream. And then you activate it fresh in the palm of your hand. Like Chris is going to show you, there's a blue peptide, and that's this product. And the reason that we do it in 2 bottles and you have to activate it fresh is so that we could avoid emulsifiers. And it's got a beautiful rose essence also, a damask rose compared to rosemary, very different. And both of them, we've had rave reviews. Both of them I'm finding great for my skin. And I will say my daughter, who's had rough, kind of bumpy skin for 30 years, maybe 25, she's been using the product. She's on her 2nd set of the facial Youth Renew. And we introduced this new miracle molecule, not just the ESS60 in this bottle, this bottle, but the UTH29 is this molecule, the peptide. And all of a sudden my daughter's skin is absolutely smooth. And every time I see her, I forget to look. And then I go, my God, your skin looks amazing. Wow, look at Chris, glowing, shiny, and it's not greasy. It's really nice. It melts into your skin and is very protective. I don't wear anything else. I don't wear any foundations or whatever other people wear. I've never have. And we also came up with an amazing lip balm. Comes in this little box, super moist. Chris has the mint. I'm holding the unscented, and it lasts forever. I love the lip balm, and you can smell the mint, you can taste the mint, and you can smell it from your lips up to your nose, and it lasts for a really long time. It's got that menthol little buzz to it, that tingle. Oh, it's lovely. So the thing about the lip balm, you can get a set of 4 for $28. It's a total bargain. With Richard's code, it's even less. But you might consider an Inside and Out and Lips collection, which is what a lot of people buy, because then you can get the oil for the inside, take your spoon or shot, and the outside, which is a facial serum, and the lips, which really gives you protection, and everything is infused with the ESS60, which is the pure, clean carbon 60 miracle molecule. So with everybody going through this, shall we say, flu that we had the last few years, induced or not, a lot of people unfortunately lost a lot of hair, including me. I was like, what the heck is that in the bottom of my shower? There's something weird holding up the water on my drain. I'd never seen anything like it. And I was like, what, a bird's nest? I mean, just like, stop. And it was my hair. I'd never seen that, because I got big hair and it's thick, and I've never lost hair. And all of a sudden I was seeing it in my drain. So I use my foot and pull it away. It's like, geez, like not every day. Yes, every day. So I called the lab. I said, help. And I started taking the facial serum, and I was putting it on my head, because sometimes the little bit of gray coming in, which you don't care about, Richard, you're just 14.
I know nothing about that.
You wouldn't. But I was putting the facial serum on my roots and finding that it kind of, it's not walnut oil or anything, but it kind of softened the color. And I might have to do that tonight as I think of it. But the guys came up with this incredible copper peptide again. We don't say copper because it's UTH29. Yeah, I'll let you tell what that is. But again, it's this 2-part formula for hair renewal. And I did this and a particular hair renewal shampoo that I found online, and it took 3 weeks. I haven't lost hardly any hair since. So Chris, talk about the UTH29.
Yeah, so when Patty first came to us, we weren't that excited about getting into the face serum industry, and we wanted to support her. And really, it's been a great addition to our product line. Customers just absolutely rave about the product. And then my director of research came to me with, hey, there's this peptide, UTH29, and I'll show you this one because this is the hair one. It's a gel. So you see it's like a deeper, and it's kind of got an aloe vera gel as a base, and the same kind of situation. We didn't want to use emulsifier, so we'll put that, typically you'll put that with, and I'll just mix it up with our activator, our ESS60 activator. But my director of research came to me and he's like, hey, it's 2 drops per squirt of gel also. Hey, I've been looking at peptides. There's a lot of industry excitement about peptides. This is longevity and health and wellness. And this one particular peptide is got 30 years of research. This is peer-reviewed published research on skin and hair improvements. And I usually put this on in the shower, and I'll just so I'll put it on the tip of my finger, use the back of my hand to kind of push the hair out of the way and get it up onto the scalp. And when I'm taking a shower, when I'm washing my hair before I put this on, I actually scratch kind of vigorously, because you want to kind of get into the layers of the skin. And that's kind of beneficial for the product. And so our director of research says, hey, there's this peptide. It's got 30 years of peer-reviewed published research related to improvements in hair and skin. This is something that we should try. That was really kind of the genesis of our 2-part face renewal system. And then that just kind of naturally rolled into a hair kit, because we've got testimonials about hair improvements from people who are even using the original skin 2-part solution, the renewal solution. They were already raving about hair improvements. And so we brought that to market.
Fantastic. I dare not use any restore hair growth on this head of hair. Otherwise, it'll consume Cleveland with my hair.
That's awesome.
If you saw Alfred Lambermont Weber, I did a show with him a couple of days ago. He's 80. He's been taking our Evo oil for years. He stopped for a little while because he thought, maybe I'll slow down. And all of a sudden he really missed it. And he came back and took twofold what he was taking, if not more. And he has written 5 huge books this year. He's created the Omniversity, which is this multidimensional university at 80 years old. And when we started the show a couple of days ago, I said, wait, with all that hair, undo the ponytail. Seriously, you need to show it off. So he pulls the ponytail out and he pulls his hair and he fluffs it a little, and it came down to below where the camera could see. And it was big, and he's 80, and it's blackish brown. It's not even close to gray.
Wow.
And I said, at 80, how could you be growing dark hair? And he said, it's really funny. I'm getting younger. And he really has in the last bunch of years. I've known him as long as I've known you. We've been doing the Crop Circle shows together. And you both just haven't aged.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. And thank you both for introducing me to this wonderful product. So why don't you all resolve in 2023 to treat yourself to C60 Evo's powerful ESS60 formulas. It's good for your insides. It's good for your outsides. It's good for your pets. And there's so many different wonderful packages that you can buy, and so many ways to save. So treat yourself. Get on to c60evo.com/Richard-Sarrett and check it out. There's so many great products there. We've talked about just about all of them, I think, and so many ways to save as well. And also, on top of everything else, again, use that code, my special code just for you, EVRS, and you save an additional 10%. Patty, Chris, Happy New Year. Great to see you again. And looking forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
A new Richard Sarrett's Strange Planet drops every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe at strangeplanetpodcast.com.